fire on the horizon, this time Boulder County on high alert.
Crazy. Down at the bottom of the canyon, there's 40-foot high flames.
Hundreds of homes in the path of the flames as people pack their lives in a hurry.
My husband and my son are still there. So.
Are they going to be okay?
I hope so.
The smoke rolling over the Front Range as multiple other fires also continue to grow.
And officer down, the 2 people killed in an Adams County crash, including an officer with a young daughter.
Plus, the hits just keep on coming, despite positive COVID-19 tests from both the Broncos and the Patriots organizations. Sunday's matchup still on. More than 1,600 homes and thousands of families forced to evacuate after a new wildfire sparked this afternoon in Boulder County. Deputies say multiple structures could be burned.
We begin tonight with a fast-moving Calwood fire burning just east of Boulder. Over the span of just 9 or so hours, that fire has now consumed more than 7,000 acres. It's forced the entire town of Jamestown to leave their homes. It has hundreds of nearby families doing the same. Boulder deputies say multiple structures have burned, but they aren't sure exactly how many yet. This started just around noon today, but we know it is 0% contained.
So we want to get right to our team coverage tonight, covering this new wildfire, the Cameron Peak fire, and those strong winds.
We begin with Denver7's Lance Hernandez, who is joining us live near the Calwood fire. And Lance, very visible, that billowing smoke from that fire. We could see it all across the Denver metro today.
This has been a very quick-moving fire, consuming about 5,000 acres in the first 3 hours alone. It has now burned a total of 7,064 acres. This is what it looks like tonight. You can see a lot of orange over there in the foothills just north of Boulder. They've been burning that way all day long. Firefighters doing battle on the ground and in the air, using air tankers to drop retardant where the flames pose the biggest risk. The fire happened, or I should say hopped, across Highway 36. So the evacuation order was extended to the east side of that highway. That order has since been lifted for the east side of the Foothills Highway, but remains in effect for people who live on the west side of the highway. Now, we talked to some residents at one of the roadblocks earlier today. What's going through your mind right now?
Get out.
You've seen the smoke.
Yeah.
Have you been close to flames at all?
No.
What
No.
your thoughts about what you've seen?
You know, it's not real bad up there. It's just, we know it's not far away.
Okay.
Is all.
Is it scary though when you see the amount of smoke?
Yeah, here.
You don't see any smoke up there.
You don't see the smoke up there. My husband and my son are still there. So.
Are they going to be okay?
I hope so.
Again, 3,000 people have been evacuated, 1,600 homes still under evacuation orders, and again, multiple structures lost. We are told that the Foothills Highway, that's Highway 36, north of Boulder, will be closed all night long. So will Highway 7 from Lyons all the way over to the Peak to Peak Highway. That's the situation over here in Boulder County tonight. Back to you.
All right, huge impact from that fire. Thank you for following that, Lance. That is not the only fire we're keeping an eye on tonight. The Cameron Peak fire is now just about 700 acres away from becoming Colorado's first 200,000 acre wildfire.
But we do have some good news to share with you tonight. Containment is now up to 62%. But as Denver7's Sloan Dickey found out, the shifting winds can change things in an instant.
The winds have been gusting all day at the evacuation line here just outside of Estes Park, and a few miles past this line, the Cameron Peak fire continues to burn. Even though fire crews have gained traction on the western portion of the fire, the area near Estes Park has grown significantly in the past few days. The steep terrain and high winds have made battling the fire extremely difficult. However, some good news, at least temporarily, for Estes Park residents. The wind appears to be pushing the fire in the opposite direction.
The fire is going this direction, and it's going to be continuing to go that direction unless we get that major wind shift. So Estes is looking pretty good right now.
However, with another massive expansion over the past 24 hours and those heavy winds that we're seeing right now, officials say the Cameron Peak fire is far from extinguished and is still very dangerous. They're telling people in this area to stay alert and be ready to move if those winds change once again. Reporting in Estes Park, Sloan Dickey, Denver7.
Sloan, thank you. And we're not done yet. In Grand County, another wildfire is growing rapidly and prompting more evacuations there. The East Troublesome Fire sparked north of Hot Sulphur Springs back on Wednesday and has already burned through 17 square miles. An evacuation center is open at the Inn at Silver Creek in Granby. Let's get it over to Katie LaSalle now, talking about winds and all of these fires. We are just hoping, sitting here tonight after we just read the laundry list of them, that we can get some kind of relief.
You guys, a little bit of good news this evening. The winds have shifted and calmed slightly. An earlier red flag warning that was in place all day long. It expired at 7 o'clock this evening. Still dealing with reduced air quality, wildfire smoke moving into the Front Range. You've seen the plumes of smoke depending on where you live, your vantage point, and air quality will be a concern for us through the day on Sunday. But a little bit of good news in terms of our weather pattern. We are tracking our next cold front. So now the winds are moving in from the north-northeast over the eastern plains. It's the gustiest, but that is going to continue to bring us a little bit cooler of weather for tomorrow. Air quality concerns in place at least until 4 o'clock tomorrow, but we are picking up a little bit of moisture at this hour over the northeastern plains. I'll take you through the full forecast still to come, Jacqueline.
All right, thanks so much, Katie. 31-year-old Francesca Dominguez and 37-year-old officer Kurt Holland. Tonight we are learning these are the names of the two people killed in a 3-car crash last night in Adams County. Police say a pickup went onto the shoulder, they came back onto the road, hitting Holland's unmarked police SUV and Dominguez's car. The driver of that pickup is still in the hospital, and for now, police are releasing little information about Dominguez. We do know Officer Kurt Holland has been with Commerce City Police for the past 4 years. He leaves behind a young daughter and another child who is less than a year old. Commerce City Police memorial vehicle is on display at police headquarters right now for people to go pay their respects, and a fund has been set up to support that family, and we have the link right now on thedenverchannel.com. Also, a 45-year-old man was driving that pickup truck. He is currently in the hospital with serious injuries. Police say both alcohol and speed are being investigated as possible factors in that crash.
Another day in Colorado adding more than 1,000 new coronavirus cases. Today is the 4th day in a row we've hit over 1,000 new positive cases. That brings our total to more than 84,000. Hospital beds in use due to the virus stand at 428. That's above the low point of around 200 we saw in early September, but it's far below the peak of nearly 1,300 we saw back in April. The virus impacting teams across the NFL, including our Denver Broncos. Today, a member of the team's coaching staff tested positive. Also, 3 New England Patriots players have been added to the COVID-19 list, meaning they'll have to isolate for 5 days. Despite that, somehow, tomorrow's Broncos-Patriots matchup is still on.
Broncos fans are happy. Broncos insider Troy Rank has more on the game and how the team's expected to do after taking an early bye week last week.
Over the past 2 days, 4 New England Patriots players have landed on the COVID-19 reserve list. Joining them on Saturday, Broncos running backs coach Curtis Motkins. Yet, an NFL spokesman told Denver7 late Saturday night the game will go on. Why? They've said that not all players on the COVID-19 list are positive. They've been placed there as a result of contact tracing, so they feel like there is no further risk of ongoing transmission to either the Patriots or the Broncos. So there will be a game on Sunday, but it will not be at full strength for the Broncos. Tight end Noah Fant, high ankle sprain. He did not make the trip. Hopefully he will be back next weekend. Melvin Gordon, who's had a miserable week after getting a DUI on Tuesday, he did not travel. Not as punishment because he's dealing with a sore throat. He is contagious. They did not want him on the team plane. So Philip Lindsay will start at running back. Jeremy Cox was elevated to be a backup along with Royce Freeman. Now you look at the other part of the team. Drew Lock in the quarterback situation. He will start on Saturday, his first start in a month. That means no room for Blake Bortles. Blake, we hardly knew you. He gets cut before ever playing a down. Brett Rippon is the backup. Jeff Driscoll is the gadget guy at this point in his Broncos career. For Denver7, I'm Troy Rank.